our situation, so we can take advantage of that. Just talking to them if they don't have something booked and sure it's really easier. And I'm a very huge believer in leave things better than you took it. So typically if I borrow space or use it, they're like, oh, thank you for using our space. Yeah, yeah, I organize and clean, and I couldn't not do that. One of the things we talked about at the last meeting was creating kind of a monthly calendar for fundraising to share with finance so that they have an idea. Hey, you're here.
I couldn't get on there.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you're here. This is Brandon. Would you like to be our chairman for the fundraising committee, like the liaison between finance, fundraising, and board?
That's like a lot of responsibilities.
I know, but you're already on all three. You would just be a liaison now. Brandon's in. Note the form. No, that's awesome. If it becomes too much, please let me know. But I just figured that we're here.
Might as well.
How's the baby?
Yeah. Great.
Good, great. I love that. I love that. He's a week old yesterday.
Oh, wow.
He's a week old yesterday. Sorry. So the next one will be here in 5 months. Anyway. All right. So yeah, so the last meeting we kind of talked about a monthly plan. I put it together in writing to kind of make it make sense. Did not do anything for Giving Tuesday, which was not the plan. Just it came up fast and I wasn't prepared. But so obviously that'll be next December. But in January, it won't necessarily be this year either, but we can do it on a small scale. But that's when we send out our annual mailers, to all the donors, to all the members. Here's the letters, who we are, who we do. Here's our yearly schedule of our big events. Donate if you can. Recurring donations if it's $1 a month, if it's $10 a month. So recurring donations are huge. And then February would be the Super Bowl subs, and then the Fancy Valentine dance, the 24th. March was a big question mark because that was where we put our old dinner dance auction. I think I'd like to call Wave with Giving, unless someone is totally opposed to that. We've got our Wave logo now, and it's good, right? And it gets us away from that old mindset of well, this is what we used to do.
Right.
Because we're doing our own thing now. So I don't know if it's anything that we would be able to do this March. If it's something that people are willing and interested in doing, we can start putting out sponsorship lists and thinking, and it's possible. It won't be as huge as it should be, but it's definitely doable. So totally up to the group and what you guys feel like your capacities are, and if you are in go mode with
I'm with go mode.
Okay.
I mean, it is possible.
Yeah.
It just all depends on the people. But that's a lot of pre-planning. It doesn't necessarily mean.
And that's another event that doesn't happen at our building either. So that's another one we book it for the common, or we book it for the middle. And if it's something we want to do, we really need to look at dates and we really need to get it locked down.
So how did you do it last year?
So they picked it last year. Okay. It's always kind of been done in the summer. They've always erected this gigantic tent out on the ball field. My thought on that is we're not bringing people in to show off our facility. Our people that come to this dinner dance auction are members, the community people. It's the Matt Scott at Dave's World. It's the Jim Robinson. It's the Matt Schooners. It's the Lucas from the ice rink. It's Brandon coming in from the rail trail rover thing. That was so good, right? But it's bringing like local people who already know where our facility is. So we're not trying to get new people into this. This is an appreciation and a big sponsor drive. So my thought was, why are we doing all of that? Like 2 days worth of work to tear down and set up, and tables and tents and chairs and linens, and we have two beautiful spaces here in town that would love, even if they do charge us, that brings people into their facility and oh, this is an opportunity. And I think that just makes more sense. Moving it to March, for me, March was always my least favorite month because winter is so long and spring feels like it's still 8 years away in March. So I'm I feel like we should do it in March, because then it gives you something to do, something to look forward to, and it's fun, and you're inside and you can dance, and you can be an adult. Yep. So if that's something everybody wants to do and everybody's on board with, I am super happy to do that. Any rough opposition to it?
No, I think the more we can do, the earlier on, the better. We need to take every opportunity to do as much fundraising as possible. So
okay,
I think skipping it would be a detriment to what we're trying to accomplish.
Okay. Want to look at dates?
Sure.
All
Yeah.
right,
What do we have for March?
let's go mode it. Will, you in? Where'd he go? Get back here, Will. He walked away. And shut his camera off.
I didn't hear all of that because I'm trying to get some stuff situated here.
Fair enough. March, waves of giving. I don't care what you actually call it. I was like, oh, I'm clever. So, Saturdays? Is that what we're kind of?
I think probably if you're trying to get people that are
Okay.
working, Saturday would probably be better.
Okay,
than Friday night.
Saturdays.
Friday night or Saturday,
Yeah.
Just to get rum, like anybody that's got kids, Sundays are, getting ready for the week, so.
True
Right,
story.
yeah,
True story.
Yeah,
So the-
Saturday is kind of the,
Only thing, so March 1st is the YMCA state meet in Mass, and then March 15th is Maine Swimming Champs in Brunswick. So the 8th, the 22nd, or the 29th are all kind of wide open. And I don't think, let's see, any weird school things. Oh, like half days, no. March is pretty wide. So 8th, 22nd, or 29th.
I like the 22nd. It's not the dead end of the month and people aren't.
Okay. Everybody? March 22nd? March
The end
22nd
of the
it
month
is.
tends to be like people are dealing with billing and all big things and they're.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And it's starting to get warmer. April's coming, like it's promising.
apologies.
That's all right, Cheryl. Welcome. So as far as like time and what we want to do and events, what are you thinking? What are we can do? We'll do whatever we want. What do we want to do?
Do an afternoon auction or start with like an auction and then maybe do like a dinner and a dance or something like that.
Okay. And then so like 3 o'clock auction.
Do a 3 o'clock auction, do an auction from like 3 to 5 and then dinner.
Okay, you can do like cocktails.
Yeah. And then do
Cocktails
kind of like a
cocktails and
happy
mingle.
hour thing going into 5 o'clock and then
Okay.
5:30 do dinner. Do dinner from 5:30 to 6:30 or whatever, and then kind of wind that down into 7. And
Oh, did somebody else come in? Was that a welcome somebody else in? Oh, it's Judy.
I couldn't find the invite.
It should be in the calendar.
what's that?
Judy, you're taking.
Auction.
What do you think?
Silent auction promotes social activity because you're moving around and interacting. Stand-up auction is pretty formal and
Yeah, that's
quiet.
pretty rigid. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
And it requires an auction.
I mean, you could do, if some people like others, you could close the silent auction, like the last 15 minutes, you have some big ticket items that you,
And do a live auction.
just
or
to
something.
scratch that itch
Okay.
for those people.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get Arnie Halverson for our auctioneer.
But I know it's fun listening to it.
Yeah.
And I just, so the only auction, honestly, that I've ever been to was, I used to be the secretary for the Ripley Snowmobile Trail Club, because my dad was the president, so had to be part of that. And our auction was fun. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, somebody would make these like jack stands for the back of snowmobiles and hide 5 of them out back and like have one, so it would sell for like $40, and like they bring out another one and like mom's in the front like bidding like Uncle Jim who's in the back.
Yeah.
Like, it was
So it's funny you bring that because I was at it was a memorial thing and it was a charity auction. It was a guy's guitar that they were auctioning off to raise funds for a program. So
cool.
maybe instead of doing like a big ticket item, maybe it's more of a fundraising mentality where it's a commemorative thing or something like that. And you're trying to foster that like big competition because it's all
Right.
going to a good cause.
Yeah.
And then we're not out anything fronting a big ticket item and we're not out trying to hound people for that donation. And then
I like
it
that.
turns into a positive thing instead of like, well, I want you go for greed to charity.
I like that. I went to one of the dance school ones in Waterville, and somebody bid like $900 on like a 1 hour like paddle boat ride around the pond. And it was just, they just kept outbidding each other and like laughing about it. So
People are competitive by nature and that brings that out, so.
brings the camaraderie. I will reach out to Arnie and see if he'll do that for us. And we can also do this, the silent auction stuff. Cocktails and mingling. I will talk with Ryan Wilkes. He does the Dexter golf
Yep.
course. So
Yep.
he does like the beer tent at the hot dog festival. And I asked him about the beer tent here. So he might be able to do some of that stuff for us. And then while you talk to them about the Valentine thing, do you want to check
Yeah,
on
I
that
can
date for the
check on that
commons
date as
too?
well. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm sorry, can you guys get me up to speed?
sure. Yep. About what?
What you guys went over?
Yep. So just quickly, like I won't go all the way back to the beginning, but March 22nd. So Waves of Giving, unless you guys call it something different, I promise I'm not attached. And we'll say like a 3 o'clock-ish start.
Yep.
Dinner 5:30 to 6:30-ish, and then entertainment, dancing.
Yeah, we can figure out if we want to do another dance or if there's something different that we want to do, or we're doing a dance and
That's also something we might want to talk to Lucas about too. I don't know when they pull the ice out. I think it's April. I think March is too early. I think they
Yeah.
pull it in April.
Yeah.
Okay. So never mind. Just kidding.
So you had something for February for Valentine's?
That's just a maybe. Just doing a Valentine's dance on Valentine's Day.
Oh,
That was something Leah had brought up too. So I know Leah will be excited. All right. And then I'll start pulling together the old list that I have of donors, and I'll start distributing that. And then people, I'll put them all in a Google Sheet. And if you know or have like a contact or a connection, just put your name next to them, and those will be your people.
Yep.
And I think that's just the easiest way to go with that. And then I meet people constantly doing this stuff. So whatever somebody else doesn't
Oh, I
grab.
have a huge list too for the radar ones.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh, that's great. Collaborate with me. Thank you. Super helpful. And get some of your weird ones now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come to Nova.
Yeah.
Anything else at the all my event planners? Okay.
So that was March.
So we're on hold for that. So that was March.
Yep.
And then April, I had originally pickleball. Is that too early for disc golf?
Yeah.
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 I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so April is naked right now. Because I had originally thought pickleball there, but then I met with Brittany Gallagher yesterday, and we're looking at a July 12th collaboration with Community Fitness, hoping that our pickleball courts are done at the last board meeting
So on the 12th.
of July. At the last board meeting, it was agreed upon. Jason Brochu has kind of volunteered to find the funding to change our pickleball court from like this and this to 1, 2, 3 pickleball courts with a nice 8-foot fence around the whole thing, utilizing that old basketball fence to put 6-foot fences in between the courts. So it should be really nice. New
Yep.
stanchions, new nets, and figuring that all out. So Jason said he'd do that, and Chris Kluke volunteered to kind of help with the funding and parts on that. So as long as we can get somebody to come in and do the work, we'll be ready to rock and roll for July 12th on that with brand new pickleball courts. So that will be July. And then August, we could do something. I was thinking like public beach, obviously, because here in Dover, we can do concessions, we could do food, we could do food trucks. In Dexter, we can't because they have Lakeshore, so we really can't compete with the restaurant there. So we lose a lot of funding opportunities in Dexter. But here in Dover, we kind of go nuts. And we've got the little building, and Jack and Tim will let us use that building for anything we want. There's power in there, there's a fridge in there, you could bring anything. So I think that could be a good opportunity for July, and maybe even doing some disc golf down there at the beach, or bringing cornhole down there to the beach.
Yeah.
Is this the public beach or at these?
Yeah, it's public beach.
What day is that?
Don't know, just in August, just in July.
August? In August.
In
We're on
August. Yep,
Okay.
August. Just
Are
kidding.
we gonna have anything at the Dover Foxcroft Fair? Because usually that's around the ending of August. So if we did something at the beach, let's do it around the 8th or the 9th weekend.
Okay, August.
August 8 or 9, however you decide that, because then we won't compete with the fair activity.
And at the fair, we didn't really do anything last year. We just had a table, which was kind of just some awareness, and we did raffle tickets, and we literally like thought of it the day before.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a very well thought out or planned activity.
So you don't want anything at the fair?
We could do something for sure. We talked about like, because rather than just having a table, we could have like a little kid zone over in the crafter so that even kids could come play while their parents were shopping. It doesn't necessarily have to be a fundraiser. We could just do donations. We sold raffle tickets. I think we made like $40 selling raffle tickets. My daughter donated a giant unicorn that had been in her bedroom for like a year that she didn't want. It was awesome. Everybody wanted to win it. So, but just having like a kid zone right in the middle of the crafters could be a nice, like you're like, ignore your kids, go craft.
So nothing for May or June though?
June, yes. Oh, I don't even know what just happened with my brain. So, oh, because I jumped to the pickleball tournament. Yep. May, working with Brandon, collabing with the Dover Rovers ATV Club. And when I was at Community Fitness yesterday, pulling out of her driveway, that's also an access trail in her driveway.
Yes.
So another collab we could do with Community Fitness over there.
Yeah, there's, I've been trying to do
It
something.
doesn't go very far though.
Hers
That-
doesn't? Okay.
That is more for snowmobiling.
Okay.
But they are speculating that they're getting close, so maybe not this year or not next year, but the year after. Then if they do figure out a connection to Guilford,
Okay.
which they've been close for 17 years, but
Yeah, but you're pushing, so.
well, it's
Really only like what?
they're down to three property owners,
Okay.
and there's a way that they can do it, like tomorrow, but it would upset property owners.
So there is a way to get, it's not legal, but there is a way to get from Dover to Guilford by ATV.
Which way?
So,
I've gone. I've been around a few times.
okay, so the way we used to do it is we leave our house on Pine Street.
Yep.
Go on the railroad bed. When you get to Silver's Mills Road, that's an access.
Yep.
So you go up Silver's Mills Road, all the way down French's Mills Road, which is also an access.
It's not anymore, but
What?
we're taking over Sangerville Trails.
Okay, so make that an access again.
We're trying
So then the only part you have to approve is from the end of French's Mills Road to the Goff Road. So when we go, my parents' house is halfway in between. So we just
Oh,
pull in
lucky.
there
Sneak
and then
in.
we sneak back out. Because then the Goff Road is all access, so you just have to get into Parkman and then hit the railroad bed
And
back
you can get through there.
down and you can get to the Maple.
You can get there, like that's the way to do it. The other way, the
More
by the
legal.
book way,
More
is
legal way.
you have to go out around Speck Lake, go all the way to Monson, and then backtrack.
All the way back
Yeah.
into Guilford.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's
So
the
that way is way faster.
that
because
is
it's
the
all
best
road.
way.
But trying to collaborate with Community Fitness, maybe that'll be a next year.
26, I think, is going to
26.
be your anything ATV or that sort of stuff.
Okay.
For Guilford will be 26.
Yeah.
But-
Wintertime you could do something because the snowmobile
Yes.
trail comes out at Community Fitness.
Oh, good. I'm not a wintertime person, so anything that's not inside the winter, I'm like, I'm out. I'll ice skate, but
I
that's
don't have
it.
that ability.
But so that's our May plan anyway. So collab with them, outdoor celebration with hunting, fishing, and then offering paid parking for trailers and ATVs right at the pack. It's a huge lot there. We just have to get permission from the town because neither of those roads are actually an access,
Right.
but the trail's right there. You just can't get across the pond
Right.
because there's no like drivable bridge. So just getting, even if we just had a day permission for access,
And that's totally doable. They've
Yeah.
involved us
and I
before.
think they would anyway. The
Those
town
are
is
side
lovely.
streets.
So that's our plan
Just
for
go
that
out by
one.
like
And I think there's just a lot of people we
CMP.
could bring in collaboration. We could turn it into one of like getting the hooked on fishing people that day. Like we could bring
Yeah,
that down there, bringing Josh Levitt from the
Yeah.
Masons, and then bringing, Kiwanis, like just so many opportunities for that. That's
What is
also
it called? The community something happened? And you want to collaborate?
Community Fitness.
Community
Fitness,
Fitness, yeah, in
yeah.
Guilford. And then that's also right around the time. So April, May is the Healthy Kids Day that the YMCA has always done. We never did Healthy Kids Day. We always collaborated with the Kiwanis on their bike rodeo day. Beth did give me the date for the bike rodeo. So the bike rodeo, that day is huge, but it's not a lot of work. It takes a lot of help, but it's not a lot of work, which
And
is,
that's in June?
that is going to be, the Piscataquis River Race is April 26th, if anybody wants to know.
What is that? The Kandinsky?
That's the Piscataquis River Race.
Oh, the June.
That's the one that Kiwanis does here. And then May 3rd is the Kiwanis Bike Rodeo. And so we don't make any money that day. It's just a kind of a free for all. We do face painting. We just bring in some bounce houses that I've had donated. And
Yeah.
somebody brings pony rides, and Kiwanis does this beautiful, I don't know if anybody's seen it. They have the bike coalition come in and they set up this awesome course, and they have helmet fittings and free helmets, and it's a really, really nice day that they do. So we just have always not done Healthy Kids Day and just collaborated on that.
So you call that the bike rodeo on the
Yep,
third?
that's the bike rodeo on the 3rd, and that's Kiwanis's. We can't steal it, but we can call our whatever we want, our portion of it. Or we can just call it the stolen bike rodeo. Piggyback rodeo. I don't know. So that's May, and then June, Brandon suggested doing night golf. So, because it's still really hot during the day, but then you get the glow sticks and the glow balls, and
And I know he's planning on doing some sort of
Well, and isn't Brochu on?
yes,
Yes,
So
so
he's in charge.
golf club.
Yep.
Golf
So
course.
night golf, I think, would be really fun.
That would be fun.
And then in August, we have the beach stuff, and then doing like a flipper and or a goggle drive with the kids, kind of like the fire department does with their boots.
Yep.
We could
Oh,
do
yeah.
a very small scale thing on Park Street. Hey, William, what's going on, my man? Did you go shopping with Mom?
Yeah.
Nice.
We got gift wrapping.
Come on in here. Want my chair? Let us sit, my friend.
Here we are. Hi. Mission accomplished.
Nice. Congratulations.
They didn't issue the gift cards. It took all of them.
But
We finally ended it.
how much did they give you?
25.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Good. That was
yeah.
nice. Okay. Perfect. And we've got a bunch here, so.
Perfect.
And we went over that one really quick. I think we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people volunteered
Oh,
to
and
come help.
I
Oh.
actually,
Did you put us on the list?
You're on the list.
Oh,
Yep.
okay, good.
that's a lot. I
It's
have,
a lot.
I have 3 high school students who want community service.
Awesome. Bring them in.
Do we need to have everybody all at once? I
Um,
feel like that's a lot.
either way, because
What
we can kind of
What are the
collaborate.
times that you're doing it?
10 to 2.
10 to 2.
I would do like 10 to 12 shift and then
Yeah.
a 12 to 2 shift.
Yeah.
10. If you want to shift it out,
If you have a list of emails, I can. Yeah.
it's for Saturday. Yep, I can do that. And I'm not planning on staying because Aspen's going to swim meet. So I was just going to come, make sure everything was kind of rolling, and then I'm going to tap out. With that much help,
Yeah.
I don't need to miss
Oh, yeah.
swim meet.
No, not at all.
So I'll
And can
take that.
Can I don't need a cash box or anything, but can I come get some signs?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We can do signs, and I can give you a bag too, just in case that way people want change for their donations.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know we mentioned it, and my character was like, I will be there. So he's not a fan of rapping. All right, so that was that, and then where were we? So August flippers and goggle drive, and Silver Fox Rock Public Beach stuff. And then in September, I put the hide and seek from the police that we talked about. So I'm excited to talk with Seth and Mike about that one. I think or Mark. I think they'll be excited about it. I saw another town that had done it. Like I stole their flyer and everything, and like it's legit. Like you hide and seek, and the police are the ones. Like you collab with the department, and you have an area that you have to stay within, and
Then they go find you.
yeah,
That's fun.
so fun. See how good they are. And then October doing our regular golf tournament. That's always just been a success. People love that. November Hunter's Breakfast. And then December, we missed out on a few things this year just because of the timing and the way things are going. But we did the 24 Days of Christmas raffle. Almost $7,000 is where we're at. So I'm not done yet. People are still coming in and buying tickets. I'm like, you've only missed 4 days. So I mean, really, like you still got 20 chances. And then we missed out on Giving Tuesday because I just didn't have the bandwidth. But that's a huge, huge opportunity if we plan it properly in advance. And then Cyber Monday, even doing something as simple as like 10% off an annual membership membership on Cyber Monday. So it doesn't have to be
And we'll
anything.
have merch by then.
We will have merch. So yep. That's something I just got from the Bangor Y today in the mail. Was my birthday's next week, and I got 10% off merchandise. Like happy birthday! And I was like, that's really nice. Yeah, and they mark it up 50%, so they're still making.
Right. Yeah, the markups are
Yeah.
big on that stuff.
So that was a nice thing for my birthday. I was like, oh, that's like, and it made me want to buy their merch, and I don't need any of this. So just a thoughtful thing that they did. And then back to January, so kind of nailed it. Moving, now that I've written this as other suggestions, so cornhole and disc golf to the beach.
Can you just do in like kind of each day and just play on a list of?
I think so. We did a beach bash in Dexter,
Yeah,
and
that's kind of what I was thinking. If you can get do a barbecue, some kind of food, and just
the Kiwanis from Dexter. I don't know if the Kiwanis here has anything, but in Dexter they have the little doughboy machine. They bring their wagon and they make doughboys. And then we had a couple bands playing on the stage because
Yeah.
we own the stages from the DDA, so we can bring those up here to the beach. And
I think you just do a whole beach day, do a barbecue, get, you know,
that's a good idea.
maybe some raffles for small things or whatever, just whatever.
That's a good idea on the beach day.
Yeah.
And so we can obviously, like, as we get like a couple months out, we can really start planning these things, and then we'll have all these plans in place for following years. This year will be the craziest, getting the spreadsheets put together and the to-do lists. And but yeah, after they're put together, it's pretty simple. You've got your list, you've got your checklist, and
Nothing for July 4th.
no,
Pretty much family day.
we have always been closed that day. We have a lot of kids that work for us, and so they have no interest in being anywhere near
Okay.
near us on
Anywhere
that
in
day.
around, yeah.
Say no more.
Yeah, no, like those holidays are super kid holidays. But we could do something at the Dover Beach too. I think you can see the fireworks on the beach here. So you could sell popsicles even if nothing else. Like just
Right.
have a sleeve with a little and 10 cents if you want to use my scissors. Like I don't know. Opening popsicle stand. And then I connected with Patrick Myers. The Whoopie Pie Festival is June 14th this year. And the Red Hot Dog Festival is the second Saturday in August, which was August 9th this year. So we obviously don't want to hit any of that
Do
stuff.
you have enough, stuff to do the kids coordinate at the Wolf Guy Festival?
I've never done the Whoopie Pie Festival. The only thing I've ever done
Yeah, we
with
know
that
that.
is we do the run in the mornings and you earn a Whoopie Pie. We just do a 3K and like you get a free
Up in the
Whoopie Pie.
parking lot, yeah.
Yeah, and that was always really fun. Patrick gave us some
Paraphernalia.
well, sold us
Merchandise.
some Whoopie Pie tokens and
Yeah.
sold us some T-shirts and stuff. So we were able to give those out for like the top winners there. But I would love to do something at the festival and the Red Hot Dog Festival too. So I don't have a lot of capacity that day because I work at the DDA and I'm in the tent all day. But if we can get people, like I'd love to just have a presence in these other towns. Like it's so important. And
I'm pretty sure that the Riverfest is July 26th.
Riverfest,
And
Yeah,
Marvel
for
has a
River
Black
Fest.
Flag Festival.
they do?
That's in September.
What's the River Fest? Is that
That's the Guilford
Guilford?
River
Yeah.
Fest.
Guilford River Festival.
And then, yeah,
And what did you say that was?
I think it's July 26th. It's always the last Saturday of the month.
Okay.
I thought you said July 9th.
That's 20. Oh wait, I'm in the wrong year. Hold tight.
What was July 9th?
August 9th is the Hot Dog Festival.
That's what I screwed up.
Riverfest, and the Riverfest is the Guilford.
And that was the Dexter one?
um, and then really pushing it is the fly-in in
Oh,
September. in
yeah, the
Greenville,
Flying. That's
which
just
is
insanity.
massive. Yeah,
I watched it from the boat this year. That's the way to do it.
no, it's massive.
No people.
But even if we
Um,
don't get,
They used
oh,
to,
do you know when that is?
It was June 1st this year. I don't know if it will be the same day next
Okay,
year,
then.
but
July 5.
yeah.
And that's the Milo one.
So that would have been the first weekend in June.
That'd be June 7th. That's the first Saturday in June.
Well, that's Eid al-Adha,
Like who was?
one of those holidays that just automatically gets put in the calendar.
Okay, well, you know, Black Flag.
So the Greenville fly-in, I think it's pretty chaotic up there. We can have a presence, but even if we don't have a presence, it might be an
Well, I know
opportunity.
they do a 5K before.
Okay.
And that's something, when I was at USL, we used to sponsor that and get involved in that. And it's less chaotic because it's early in the morning. So that might be an opportunity to have a presence without having to be in the middle of
There's a lot of
Yep.
out-of-staters
Get
do
up there.
that, so you gotta find a way, if you wanted to do it, to like have a booth or do something. You could get a lot of money from those
Yeah.
out-of-staters.
Okay.
Um,
And when's that? That's usually in September.
that's the
Yeah,
first
it
weekend of
would be the 5th
September.
and
Yeah, I
6th and
think.
7th of September 25.
Okay. I think that's what we should definitely address it in a couple months. I'll put it on the list.
And you know, since, you know, PAC is going to be just like July with so many different towns using it, that's really good.
And that's,
Exposure.
so we have 25 towns. I have invited myself to their select board meetings. Right now, St. Albans they've approved on the first level, $2,500 a year annually for us. So now it just has to be voted on at the meeting. So hopefully that will work. And I've asked all the towns for $2,000, but I'm like, if every town gave us $1,000
That would
annually,
still- yeah.
that's
Yeah.
huge. So
Yeah.
if they each give us $2,000 annually, and the reality is like, what's $2,000 in the town budget? Like
Right.
they don't even notice.
Right.
So that's a couple trucks full of salt. So I'm asking, but I'm going to the select board meetings and sticking my face where it needs to be. And sometimes if I'm annoying, they help us. So that's a win. All right. I don't want to miss anything.
The thought of all the outreach for just especially children being able to utilize the pool and fitness in all these towns that we didn't tap into before.
It's huge.
It's just opening doors to
Yep.
get people in and get healthy and give them a resource.
And
So exciting.
if I can get the pool up and running fast enough, I still have full intentions of doing second grade swim this year. Dexter is scheduled from the weeks between February vacation and April vacation, so they always do a 7. And then Seta Mocha is always scheduled for the week after going forward. So I started the conversations. I sent out emails yesterday to both Milo and Guilford, like, hey, I know you missed this, but if you can do a different time, I'm happy to do like 2 a day or 2 a week. Like that doesn't 3 a week, whatever it takes just to get those kids in there. And if that doesn't work, I have to get board approval, but I'd like to give free lessons to all second graders in those schools, like a free lesson coupon. Just like you missed out, that's not your fault.
Yeah.
So I don't, because it's the highlight of some kids' like school year.
Yes.
And it's become like Seta Mocha's done it for 3 years now. This would have been Dexter's second year. This would have been Guilford's second year. It would have been Milo's first year.
Yeah.
So
Just curious, are the medical facilities, Catawba Valley Health Center, Mayo, and the surrounding area, urgent clinics, whatever, are they on the list for contributions? Because, you're helping to keep a healthy community.
Yep,
with
so
kids.
I don't think we're gonna have much luck with Northern Lights, because Mayo's not Northern Lights. They're not doing so hot. But Chad Perkins, who's a huge advocate for us, is also on the board at KVHC. So he's been like, nope, whenever you're like ready, like let me know and we can kind of talk about how we can. So he's, yeah, and he's a great contact to have in both places.
We're gonna have a December meeting, this coming Friday night, GOP, and he's gonna be there. We're
Nice.
gonna have, just the potluck and the Yankee swap and stuff. But, I could ask him then,
Yeah, you definitely have that conversation. That's
or
fine.
do you need to be one-to-one with him?
Oh no, I'm one-to-one with Chad a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I talk
No
to Chad
problem.
regularly. He's been a huge advocate. He literally like showed up at the Y like 2 days after like it was. What can I do? How can I help? Like,
Yeah.
he's been phenomenal.
He shows up.
Yep, I can't preach him enough.
Something to think about with Northern Light and then Optum, which is who a lot of their employees work for,
Okay,
is not so much Optum might actually donate. I can check on that.
okay,
But they got rid of their employee, like payroll deduction of fitness centers a long time ago. And they used to do it for the Y, and it was an employee benefit that just have it
yeah,
taken right out of their check. That might be an option as we move forward. And Optum may consider partnering to include the local fitness, both us and ComFit for.
I like that.
So
We had a few that did it when we got shut down. Pleasant River was one, and then Hardwood was one, and Chinbro. They're from Pittsfield, but they had Daysworld did. And I just talked to a couple of their guys right before we got shut down about like reinstating that. And then I've already reached out to Silver Sneakers, Prime, Renew Active, and St. Martin's Point is what most people have here, and I didn't realize. So I've saved the form and saved the link. So when people come in that have Martin's Point, you can be like, here, get your membership reimbursed. Like that's such a benefit, especially for the elderly people, just to be like, I made this super easy for you. This is filled out. Mail this to this address.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be phenomenal. The only one I can't seem to get back that we are losing is the veterans. Why New England Alliance had an agreement between them and the VA that was very exclusive, where if veterans went to their primary care provider, they could get their membership paid for. I've reached out to every single level I can get to at the VA. I'm like, okay, you said no. Can I talk to your boss, please? Like, and they're
All the way up.
like, I don't have one. And I'm like, oh, okay.
we're talking to our legislatures.
Yeah, so that's Stacey Burns, my next push there with that, because she's been another phenomenal person. is I can't get an in for the veterans. And I know like the Legion and like the VFW, like they just don't have the resources to do it either. And if I could give free memberships to all the veterans, like I would too, but we'll crumble if we start doing that. So we've got to have the support of these other places coming in. So yeah, Stacy Guerin, I think would be she wasn't on my list for that. So I like that.
I'll look either.
A random thought.
Yep. Bring it on.
For like December, what if we had like a sliding day for kids? And I'm thinking this for the Central Maine Racing Foundation side of this too. That we could like donate slides and like utilize the fairgrounds and do like hot cocoa or barbecue, do sliding.
Slides.
Oh, what else?
I like that.
Like what is,
Like a sled.
Sled.
Like sledding.
Yeah.
Slides.
they got the hills for it and stuff?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
That'd be so cool.
I don't
It'd be so
know.
safe.
I wonder if
So-
True Valley would donate some saucers.
Who is it?
True Valley.
Oh,
They might
probably.
donate
I have
some
like
saucers.
trauma from saucers. The racing, because I'm the founder of the Central Maine Racing Foundation, so we could also donate funds for sleds too. So I'm just trying to think of like how we could utilize that.
Yeah. And Hayden Hansen, he's one of our lifeguards. His parents are like the fairground committee. So I think we could have it in there.
Yep.
Because that's been a problem for a lot of people, but the fairgrounds, they can't do anything. And
You just never get.
I just happen to like Hayden and Hayden happens to like me. So it really works out.
The hospital also, like Bear Hill was always utilized,
Yeah.
and I'm sure Marie Vino would either allow us to or do something for a local community. I can actually ask her that.
And if we get the sleds and stuff, like if we can have everything donated and be ready to roll, that's something that we can do in other towns too. Because like the hill at high school in Dexter is phenomenal for sliding. And if you can get somebody to show up like with a snowmobile that'll pull people back up over the hill, like,
Oh, yeah.
That
huge
actually
bonus, right?
might be something Optum would consider sort of co-sponsoring,
Okay.
because it's a wellness for the local community, and Optum wants to do that, and they was part of what we work for Optum. So
Okay.
I will
You know way more about that than I
I'll
do.
find out about that. They're always looking for ways to promote community fitness and volunteering.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay. I like that. That's a good idea.
especially within outreach.
And that's another like December, January, February,
Right.
like oof, winter. We need things to do
Yeah.
because I'm gonna go insane if we don't. Not a winter person. Okay, pickleball tournament check. That was the long version of the monthly plan that I'm gonna send over to finance just so that they have a rough idea of like what we're doing, what they can expect. Obviously, year one we could make $10, we could make $50 million. Like we just don't know on year one. So
Next year, when you have a year to take some.
yeah. So I will send that to finance when we have our meeting. As far as the meeting schedules right now, I've just set every committee to bi-weekly, like while we're getting rolling. I started some of the other committees in January, like the grounds and the facilities, because like meeting now is silly for them. So starting then, and then programming and aquatics and stuff like that starting in January, but every other week. So there'll be like back-to-back meetings. Once we get into the facility, I'm hoping to move like aquatics meetings like during swim time, because a lot of the people that are on the aquatics committee have kids that are swimming on swim team. So that would just kind of make sense. But so if this time works for everybody, every other week, so not next week, but the following week at 5:15. If you're not in the Google Calendar, it's a public calendar, and I've been adding everyone to it. It's got some weird stuff in there right now because if I separate it, I'll lose it. Just like my meetings with all the startups. So this is like startup phone call, like don't you're welcome to. You're absolutely welcome to, but it's not anything that you'll find interesting. Anything anybody else would like to?
Yeah. Over at Win-Win, are you on the list for like all the nonprofit people that when you buy something you can choose your
Mm-mm.
your not?
I didn't even know that was a thing.
It's so awesome.
Yeah, cool.
At
It
Win-Win.
is so cool. You can donate to like the food cupboard, the pet food cupboard, any nonprofit, the Kiwanis, anything like that. They have a full list.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
like
they
a
give like 10%. That's why
I
it's
did
called
not know that.
Win-Win.
So at Owlbee, I have an exclusive agreement with her. Anybody that brings stuff to Owlbee that donates it, they'll do a 50-50 split with us.
Yeah.
Then the bottle redemption, anybody can bring bottles there. I'm very bad at promoting. It's on my things to do list. So
Yeah, that was
people-
my next question.
Yeah, that's when she's got like a card over there with our name on it, and she just cashed out the YMCA for us because I didn't have any money. So she gave me like $120 so I could buy printer ink and stamps. I'm like, thank you.
So how would we go about, like, I could go over and talk to her.
Yeah, you want to do that?
Yeah.
All right, I'm putting you on it.
And just put us on the list, and
Yeah.
it's like 10% of whatever people buy.
And then we'll be
Donate
better,
to you.
Brandon. Then we'll be better at Facebook sharing and stuff. He just had a baby, so I mean, let's give him a break.
I'm very sick of it.
I've been there. Mine are
It's
all
okay.
grown.
No, I've actually been kind of nailing it. I've got posts scheduled, kind of killing it. But yeah, so then we can promote that, like when we get the win-win, and then we
Yeah,
can
I usually
promote
get the
them
like
too.
the pet food covered or the human food covered, but it's
Yeah,
like,
it's huge.
10% or something.
And I do have in our new, like the finance, I just talked to Partners for Peace, because they're looking for donations. So I think that's a really important donation box to just have. I was looking for like Walmart gift cards, Hannaford, gas cards. And then I've also asked her like how we can collaborate with them. Like it's obviously not a fundraising, but it's a community. Like how do we give free showers to survivors? How do we offer like a place in the building where if you can come and get toiletries if that's what you need? So I'm like, you tell me like what we can do because I do not know. I am very privileged in that
If
department.
we have
so.
space, I don't know what we have for space, but like a comfort closet, like what
Mm-hmm.
the set amount school does, would be huge.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but I'm in.
So for Seto, they have a room. It's a mess, but they have a ton of clothes that have been donated, but they also get like food items donated. So kids that need food can go in. They do it like one at a time, so like nobody's judged.
Yep.
But like toiletries and stuff like that would be huge for people that need it.
Yeah.
If we had the accessibility to have
We
that.
could, I think we could make that happen. Definitely. I think that's a really cool idea. That's important to me. Like, I know we're not a YMCA anymore, but like that community, like outreach is,
It's the cornerstone, like that's.
yeah, it's who I am. So, and if you don't want that, get a new director. Like I can't, and I know like some of the things like that I have planned bring us $0, but there's such a need for that here. Like people would come in that were homeless and I'm supposed to be like, okay, well you need to fill out this scholarship application and see if you qualify to take a shower. And I'm like, just like I have to run you through a background check and then you just go have a shower. Like I'm not, I won't do that. The homeless man that was sleeping in the gazebo was so nice. And he would just come hang out every day. And like when the kids finally started showing up, like he'd take off and he lived in the gazebo and they're trying to charge him to come and shower. I'm like, I can't do that. So just come in.
What you give out will come back 3 times over.
I believe
It
that.
really does.
Yep. No, I believe that. And I want to be a place where people can come and financial barriers aren't a thing. We do have members that will pay $500 a month for membership and not care if they ever come in the facility. And we do have members that really need us to give them things every month. And I'm fine with both sides of it. Anything else for the table? Oh, sorry.
I know Pat Pizza has done like nights where they've given 10% of their
Yep,
sales.
they did it for the foundation.
Is
So
there a way to go?
Oh.
I can talk to Bob and see if he can pick like a Thursday night or something, and it's like 10% of food sales.
Yeah. Yeah, they
He
can't do
donates
alcohol
back.
sales.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do
Yeah.
alcohol.
So I can
Okay.
talk to Bob about
Does that
that.
do well?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the Racing Foundation ended up being on the 4th of July, so it wasn't a huge hit, but we still got $200.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the ATV club pulled in like 150.
Yeah.
And it was like some weird
awesome.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can talk to Bob about
It
that.
doesn't
That's a good
take-
one.
There's no investment of,
Right.
they do. That's takes care of all that. And
Maybe we could do it during the alumni nights, and, when people are looking for, oh, let's go back through the town and,
He
right?
normally picks the night,
Yeah.
Oh,
and I think he
okay.
does it on purpose so that
Yeah.
it's not when it's super
Like,
busy, so
yeah,
he's not donating them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's
Maybe we could do it
strategic
during
about
our,
it.
Well,
during
of
our
course.
pickleball thing too, because that's something. So Brittany and I, we put out like 3 different letters that we're writing. So one for donations, one for swag, and one for sponsorships. And so if you're doing like an advertisement,
I'm
like
gonna
we will
send you-
advertise your business. So like Pat's Pizza, like we could advertise your business for that night. Like this is a local place to eat. Go to Pat's Pizza, hang out there, and 5% of everything that you do goes back to the PACC and community fitness.
Yeah.
So that could be a cool opportunity. So according to Brittany, this is going to bring in some people from like all around the state. I'm going to have to learn how to play pickleball before July. Because I know that the word dink is part of it. And I think it's funny. That's all I know about pickleball. And you can't hit a dink from the kitchen.
That's three more things that I knew previously.
See, look at you.
Yeah,
We're professionals, so we're gonna have pickleball.
Yeah.
Learn how to play pickleball club.
Okay. So I just sent you the form that I used for the Racing Foundation
Cool, thank
for
you.
sponsorships. Thank you. That maybe you can steal some stuff from.
I love that. I'm all about collaborating. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. Other people do it way better than me. So in the freezing cold, like I do it when it's warm out. So
Right.
As far as the social media stuff, I don't know if you want to talk about it now or later.
yeah, sure. We can just connect when unless you're in a rush to go home.
Kind of.
Okay, no, that's okay. That's okay. We can connect whenever.
We gotta.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, no, not a problem.
But we'll
I
connect.
got the calendar figured out, so I'll be good next time.
Okay. See you
Thanks,
soon.
guys.
So Brandon's officially our liaison. That's all I have unless anybody has anything else. Saturday, everybody will be there gift wrapping.
Yeah.
Do you want to connect with me before Saturday? Oh no, I'm going up in the morning anyway, so I'll bring stuff. Just
Okay.
kidding. Just kidding.
What time are we gonna set up? 9:30?
Yeah, I was gonna go like 9:15.
Where are you guys doing?
Right at the Legion Hall up here.
Okay.
Because Will's doing his Magic the Gathering toy drive at the same day. So we decided to piggyback and steal tables, right, Will?
Yeah. Amanda, do you have any sign holders or those big plastic sign holders that stores have out front where we can put some like directions and what we're doing?
I do not. We can get some like poster board though.
I have some sign holders you guys can borrow.
That'll be amazing. Thank you.
Awesome,
Yes.
thank you.
How many do you need?
I would say at least two,
Okay,
because
I
one we could put down at the end of the road, right at that intersection.
Can I have a little text easel? So I was gonna write on both sides and put some white and blue helium balloons.
You're talking about like the 8x11 sign
Oh.
holders, right?
I'll give you
Yes,
some-
yes.
Okay, yeah, I have a couple I can drop off to Amanda.
Balloons.
Thank you.
I need to get some thicker whiteboard markers though, so that I can write on the whiteboard. And some chalk. I think it's chalk.
I don't know.
Chalk.
All my stuff's in storage right now.
I'm sure I could do one.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, no worries. I've been looking for a reason to use it.
Fair. We'll bring your
I
easel.
knew I didn't get that.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Yep.
That's awesome. Yeah, and so I'll send up a cash bag too. So if you guys need to go pick up anything at the store, send anybody to the store. Like it's just keep the receipts and we're not doing it super official out of this weird cash bag that I have right now. Kathy's got all the donations and stuff are in the bank, but this is just random bottle money and what was left over from last year. Oh, I put that on the list too. We did a grill and chill at Shaw's it was to raise cash for Camp Katahdin, so we just had some like petty cash. And we raised $700 doing that last year, and they're phenomenal at Shaw's. Yeah, Kevin and Josh donated all of it. They brought out the table, the tablecloth, the grill, the ice, the cooler, everything. And we just cooked hot dogs, and it was all by donation. So some people got free hot dogs, and some people paid $20 for a hot dog. It was,
So it evens out.
yeah, no, it was
That-
phenomenal.
That was my question for Saturday. I assume we don't need to bring a table. I think the Legion has a lot.
Yeah, so
but I
there's
didn't know how many
tons.
Will was gonna be using. So.
He had so last time we did it, he did like the big event. And he had like the front half of the table for like full.
Okay.
So we can have that back corner, I think, and stay out of everybody's way and still have fun. Anything else, Will?
I think Judy had a couple of things that she typed in. I don't know if you can see those or not.
Didn't even look, Will. Let's see. Is that here? All right, there. We had quite a bit of musical talent within our staff and in the county. Maybe a battle of the bands type fundraiser, an evening out. Oh, that is a good idea. I
Maybe a
like
good
that.
Summer thing.
Yeah, that could be part of the whole beach day thing. You could do like.
Yep.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, purpose for being there tonight.
Each. And then she said, or we could work on a sports event, cornhole tournament, possibly with Bear Point as they have food. What's Bear Point?
Bear Point Marina, it's at the other end of Quebec. It's on the Bower Bank side. But they have, you can get to it by water, by boat. They have a campground. You can get to it by ATV or by car.
Oh, that's cool.
And what's it called?
Okay.
Bear Point Marina.
Bear Point Marina. She's good. And with the food pantry at the school, they collaborated with students' families for donations as well as the food bank across from the Bears Den.
Yes. So every other week they get food delivered. The school does.
From the pantry?
Yep.
Okay. And I'm not even sure like we want to get necessarily into the food part of it unless it's.
I would do more like clothes and toiletry type things if we're going to go down that road.
Then you don't have to worry about.
Expiration
Yeah,
date,
preserving
stuff
stuff.
like.
Yeah, but I think you're right. Like if we could do like even if people just bring gas cards and stuff,
Yeah.
you know, things like that, and we can
Anything.
donate those directly to Partners for Peace so that they have them in their hands.
And maybe
But then-
even collaborating with like local haircut places.
Oh,
for
yeah.
vouchers for self-care and things like that. And then we're.
Yeah, 'cause, like Modern Images, that free
Yeah, they
haircut
do
day.
free-
That's such a nice idea. I love that.
We could up the aerial.
A lot of things that we have talked about are like, you're not making any money.
I know.
Mhm. A lot of things are.
There are some things, but you gotta focus on what will make.
Yep. And you keep us on track with that. Because then our community engagement stuff will move all of the non-money things over to that committee as soon as they're, because right now we've kind of just been like we're the committee right now.
Because if we're talking about like the different festivals, are we wanting to do anything for those festivals?
So I think with those, yes, something. But I think a lot of those are also just for awareness. So
Right.
I grew up in Ripley, went to school in Dexter, came to the Y once in 4th grade, forgot it existed completely. Like lived here my whole life, come to Dover, went bowling, went to the movies, like did all the Dover things. Used to go to Ames every Friday night until they took the ashtrays off the table at McDonald's and Dad didn't let us go anymore. Like, but did not know the Y existed until I was in my 30s Googling where my kids could go to swim lessons. Wow. So as a local person who's pretty involved in the community, no idea. So I think there's a lot more of movies.
I mean, the festivals are definitely about here's who we are, here's what we do. We have a donation bucket. We
Yep.
have your memberships, it's our swag.
When I was thinking if you're doing like a one day, you could do like 10% off a membership or
If you
some
bring- If you bring this
thing.
coupon from this. then-
right
Yep.
to pull more people to come at least check
Mhm.
it out.
And I think doing discounts on annual membership makes a lot of sense because then people are like, oh, I'm getting a discount if I buy like the full year
Have we,
membership.
not that it's part of the fundraising, but have we
Okay.
figured out what membership we're going to be at?
I think so. The board has to approve it tomorrow, so as long as they approve it, yes. It'll be levels now instead of like groups, so it'll be like a bronze, gold, silver, platinum, diamond, and each level grants you access to different parts of the facility. Because the people that were swimming, fitness center, showering, coming to all the wellness classes, were paying the same price as our 5 a.m. guy who was using the fitness center and showering.
But
So
on the other side of it, how are you going to keep track of what they do?
So it'll just, each membership will be broken down. It's an honor system, just like anything
Yeah.
else. And like, your integrity is worth more than.
Have you guys thought about trying to do 24-hour access?
Yep, it's coming. So already working with a company called Passport, which will integrate into our new CRM system.
That would compensate you.
No, they use a different one that doesn't integrate at all because they don't have a lot. They have a lot smaller scale of what we have.
Yep.
So we had to have a pretty progressive computer system.
I'm gonna work with like pool safety liability.
So it's no different than if there's no lifeguard in there during the day because it's locked. Everything has to be locked anyway. So if there's no lifeguard, the door has to be locked. The locker rooms have to be locked into the
No lifeguard,
natatorium.
no pool.
Yep, no lifeguard, no pool.
Um,
And that's going to free us up at the Welcome Center a lot for staffing hours. So it's going to save us
definitely.
a ton because I mean, everyone loves Donna and Beldra, absolutely. But that gives me an opportunity to have them there, but to be doing what they're actually good at, like having Donna calling the members and talking like, hey, I haven't seen you this week.
Yeah.
Like, where are you? Are you okay? Like, do you need anything? And then having Beldra calling and yelling at everybody who hasn't paid their membership. She's very good at that. So like giving them time to actually do rather than just sitting there
Yeah.
manning
Once
that.
we have the pool, are we gonna be able to do anything in the nighttime to, like special night glow sticks?
So
Glow-
super liability with insurance.
So,
Like we've looked into doing like flick and floats, like a movie in there, and you just can't get it dark enough to project anything on the screen because it's such a liability for the lifeguards.
Yeah.
Yeah, and most of our lifeguards are 17-year-old kids.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
Yeah.
But maybe one day we can afford like the blow up obstacle course.
Oh,
that
absolutely.
Waterville has.
Yep.
And do some fun things.
Bangor has one, the Dead River, like fully funded. It's
Really?
the Dead River obstacle course, and they put it out like twice a year, and the kids go nuts, and it's a huge event.
Oh, Jason, then.
See,
Tell him he needs to fund that.
Pleasant River Lumber inflatable obstacle course. I love it. I think we have a lot of opportunities for that kind of stuff. Like I know Matt Scott, like for the truth. Like he has the Zamboni at the ice rink for no other reason than like I was Zamboni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
He just likes to on that spot
it's
sometimes,
awesome. Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
I
Like,
mean, absolutely.
that's my Zamboni. Like that's cool. So there's a lot of opportunity for stuff like that.
I
It's
fought hard
just
for that because Dan was like, no. And Cher's like, you want to spend how much for what?
there's that, like some people have that. They love that recognition and there's nothing wrong with that. So why aren't we like plastering the back wall of the pool with whoever wants to pay
Yeah,
for it?
Absolutely.
Because I'll paint your
Absolutely.
face on it if that's
Yeah.
what you want. Like if you're
Absolutely.
helping us.
It'd be like that arena that covers all of the businesses all around.
Yeah, and that's so I've talked to Matt Spooner about like his whole program that he did there, and he's gonna set up a meeting with me to help me like establish that. And
That's good.
yeah, we'll have our donor and our founder wall with like our big donors and our founders that are paying an exponential amount for like this little plaque that's on it. So that will exist. And then we'll have our rotating banners and our rotating signs that are like, okay, this is a 1 year or a 3 year, like you pay an amount based on that, and then after that, you're welcome to take your banner or you're welcome to pay for your banner to stay there, but it's not.
Yeah.
The banners that were in there when I got there have been there for like 15 years.
Yeah.
And
it's
they were $200.
Oh,
So like it wasn't. It was a very great advertising expense for those businesses,
Right.
but it didn't help the facility.
Yeah.
So that's a huge one that you guys will help with as soon as we can get the banner program rolling. And that's another as soon as we can get in the doors.
You can have somebody sponsor the pickleball court. You can have somebody sponsor
All of that.
and
Yep. At the ice arena, we pay a lot for Stewart's property management. We have the stair riser, so we have every other stair tread. And that was, we paid $500 for a 1 year on those. And then we have the great big banner next to the clock because that was prime realty. We paid $3,000 for a 2 year
Mhm.
on that. So like, and we're not a big company, but I'm like, I want my name up there. We will make that work.
When Patrick Myers did the center theater seats, I think those plaques were like $500.
Yeah. And
they sold every one of them.
Yep, they're memorialized.
Yeah.
It's there, but people need to be able to see that recognition,
Yeah.
and it's important.
Yeah.
I bought down in Waterville at the Maine Children's Discovery Museum. My kids are kind of too big for that now, but because I'd been to the Augusta one when they were little, I got the email. It was like, hey, this is what we're doing. For $300, you can buy a memorial plaque. It'll be here as long as we exist. I bought one for both of my kids. Like,
The Commons did that with their
it's
football
cool.
play.
Yeah, you're memorialized forever. Like, it's a beautiful.
I think any of the events that we do that don't necessarily generate a lot of fundraising opportunities, we can always have them sponsored.
I think so too. I think there's a lot of
Like when we
community.
do a beach day, we can have it sponsored by Dave's World or
Yep.
Bangor Savings Bank or whoever wants to.
Yep, and they love that. Like
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
have to spend the money every
Yeah.
year too. Like it's a huge thing.
USL, it's $30,000 a year just for.
Hannaford and Dexter, it's the same thing. Like
Yeah.
Fred has to spend money every
Yeah.
month out of his budget, and so if he doesn't, he's like, "What do you guys need for boosters?"
Yeah. Yeah, because they lose it if they don't spend it.
Yep.
And that's all they can spend it on. It's that repeated. So.
Yep. No, it's important, and we just have to ask, and we weren't.
Yeah.
Because we didn't know. I didn't know. I don't come from this world. I didn't know we needed to ask, and now I do. And I'm good at asking because I've always been good at giving, so I don't mind the asking part either.
I can reach out to Community Cellular and see if they still have those funds from US Cellular.
Okay.
And see if they're willing to.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'll put you on that.
I have contacts from working with for 10 years.
Wow, I didn't realize
Yeah,
that.
I worked at US Cellular.
You're a little sucker for 10 years.
Yeah. Double
That's fair.
Yeah. Every time new phone comes out,
Yeah.
we're going to Huntington.
Yep, you're on the list.
Just looking to see
Anything?
how other ways we can make money.
Yeah, no, I think so. And I think right now the big focus will be, so we'll start working on the Waves of Giving dance and auction. And that'll be big. And then Super Bowl subs and then a sweetheart dance.
when is the Super Bowl? What is the date on
February
that?
6th.
Yeah, it's the first.
First Sunday in February.
First
I believe
Sunday?
it's the 6th.
First Sunday in February is the second.
Nope, that's Groundhog's Day. Hold tight. It's the 9th, so it's the
The
second
9th.
Sunday this year.
Okay, and what'd you call it? The sub?
Super Bowl subs. And
Oh.
Belter wanted to do a sub thing, and Mike Harris was like, Super Bowl subs. And I'm like,
Yay.
so we're gonna call it, or unless somebody else changes it, I
No, we're
promise.
calling it the Waves of Giving.
Waves
Came
of-
up with it.
Waves of
Great,
Giving.
I'm not changing it.
So similar in nature to our dinner dance.
Yeah, but we can make it however we want. And so what we discussed is, anybody's welcome to leave, I promise, anytime. Starting kind of like an afternoon, like silent auction, cocktails, mingling, like 3-ish, and then dinner 5:30 to 6:30-ish, and then entertainment and dancing after that. Seeing if Arnie Halverson would have interest in being an auctioneer for some like fun items or some bigger ticket items. Smokey's gonna check with the Commons to see if we can do it there.
Yep.
And so if that doesn't work out for the date or whatever, then we can check with the mill. Yep. So both beautiful,
As
beautiful.
far as
places.
auction items, you literally just gonna try to get anything, or
I think nice stuff. I mean, you don't want just, but like even this that we just did, the calendar raffle, there's
Right.
not a single thing in that raffle I would be uncomfortable putting in a silent auction at all.
Amanda, if we need music for any of these events, I can talk with Bobby Hartford and see what he has lined up for dates.
I don't know who that is, but okay.
you know, the dance.
DJs.
Oh, I know who that is.
Been
Yeah.
Ever. Used to DJ my like childhood dances.
No kidding.
That's
Do you want
right.
to check with him for February 14th, like right off the bat?
I was gonna say,
He's
definitely.
probably almost.
I probably, but I can DJ if you can't. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Well, did Rod Gudrow still do?
Rod does not.
Oh,
And the music maker sold to my brother-in-law, and I don't think my brother-in-law is anymore, but my brother-in-law sold to somebody.
Mr. Guthrie has a band.
Barlow. Barlow.
He's the FA music director.
Okay. Yeah, Judy, would you check with him on that one?
You want me to check with Bobby and Guthrie? I have
I can check.
ties to both of them.
I am also pause because the PTCO is also planning to do a dance around Valentine's Day,
Okay.
but I need to find out
What's PTCO?
the Parent Teacher Community Organization for the Seto School. So I'm the president of that as well.
I'm the president for the RBCS boosters.
My-
Welcome.
Part of my other things. So
Parent teacher community.
community organization.
It's an
Man.
updated PTA then.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know who changed it.
Yeah, right there.
Bring it on, buddy.
Day.
He's in his toasty coat and it's toasty warm in here.
Oh,
Got some popcorn.
Pocket popcorn.
get any
Yeah.
hotter, it's gonna pop for you.
You want to know? Because we do a sweetheart dance, but it's not until we do it later in the year.
We were gonna do like a glow dance.
Ooh. Milo did that last year. It was cool. I don't know if anybody saw their pictures on social media, but they did like black lights and they had like neon like hopscotch on the floor. And
Let's do that.
it was really cool.
Let's do
And you can buy glow sticks for $1.25 at Dollar Tree for like 10 of them.
Pack of them. Yeah.
The other fun thing about that is if you take the yellow magic markers and dissolve them in water, you can then use that as a paint and it's blacklight reflective.
Well, aren't you just dancing?
Wow, that's
See,
clever.
like that works.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I like that.
That's good to know.
Is there any room for one of those?
So that's we could do that in February. Like we can decide what we're gonna do at our February thing. Like I think just getting a site and if we can get a DJ
Yeah,
and then we
yeah.
can
Go
plan
from
the
there.
details from
Plan it,
there. Like those
yeah.
are the first two.
Yeah.
Valentine's dance.
I think you got like two
Food.
concession queens here, so if you make concessions,
So Valentine's dance blacklight style.
maybe yeah. I like
Come and glow.
that. Oh, come and glow. Valentine's glow up dance.
Seto did a glow dance last year and they ended up selling like white t-shirts so that people could sign their shirts in highlighters. It was kind of like a highlighters dance, but they had glow sticks and things and they sold those for the people who didn't show up with any. But it was one of those things where you just wear a white shirt and if you didn't have one, you could buy one.
What, those tie-dye shirts, do they do paints and?
Well,
Glow in the
another
dark
thing I just
paint?
thought of would be like an adult prom.
Yeah, I was the prom queen when they had it over at Timber Hitch.
Oh,
So
Just kind of ruined her name, but we could do something.
yeah, I have really positive memories from that. That's a
That
good
would be
idea, too.
fun. That would be a good fundraising.
And so that was something Leah brought up. Like that was something that was she has always had a good time with like fancy dances.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
well, the community used to do them.
Yeah.
So they were
Yeah,
like
they
ballroom
really-
style dances.
Yeah, they used to do the ballroom up above.
Not that we all know how.
But it
Commons would
was
be a perfect place.
all the
Is that where they did them
nonprofits got
before?
together.
No, they did them above,
They've done them at
the bank building.
yes,
Up.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
There's a ballroom, but there's no.
Oh,
ballroom
next
there.
to Pat.
Yeah, upstairs there's a huge ballroom. You can't use it because the stairway is not,
Oh,
yeah.
I can't imagine.
They did them at the commons.
Yeah, right, I know. Yeah.
that's beautiful there.
It's unbelievable, the spaces.
And
up
there was
there,
like a big band.
They have to have a sprinkler
The Commons
system.
would be a good place for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
where they.
I
had
think they
them
did it
originally. And so it was,
A
I
couple
think,
years ago.
when we used to go, it was Woman Care, when they were called that at the time, Center Theater and the YMCA would all join forces together and do one big ballroom dance, fundraising event.
You know, it'd be really
And
fun
they
with like
would
a
share
street
that.
dance.
Together.
That would be fun too.
They have a great location for that.
Where?
The pack.
The first lot.
That big.
Yeah, we have
Yeah,
the
that
We
big.
could string,
yeah,
string lights.
we have a huge lot. And the gazebo, we could partner with Kiwanis. Look at us go.
Some kind of formal under the lights.
Yeah.
Thing, yeah.
Because, you know.
You could do all of that, but like you
nice.
could
It's an
collaborate like
opportunity to
grown up
dress up.
prom into like
Yeah.
Instead of, you know,
outdoor.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You
You could
exactly.
have a couple
Yeah.
fruit trucks,
Blackjack would be nice.
Love food trucks.
place to sit, couple bands.
You're just full of noise. Like, I'm hungry.
Cause like, I don't know if anybody's been to the River Festival.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we do.
Okay, last year sucked
Oh,
Yeah.
because somebody new took it over. I'm gonna try to get more involved and bring it back to what it's supposed to be. But it was literally like an adult craft fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
all
not
it was.
fun.
So the Central Maine Racing Foundation hosted the car show that was there.
Which was nice.
So we
Beautiful
ended up with
cars.
52 vehicles at this car show, which that's also something you could do in the parking lot.
Yeah,
You have
car
a
show.
spot.
Cherry cars too.
But they usually get like a flatbed trailer and put bands on the flatbed so that you can like sit there and watch and listen.
I have band trailers.
Yeah.
There's one thing I
That's
have.
what they did when they had the bands in town for the Wolf Pack Festival. They just had a huge
Yeah.
band trailer.
See, I
'Cause we
always
just-
run
and they did,
from
like,
Dover the
street
day of the Whoopie
dances.
Pie. 'cause
Yeah.
I-
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Too
is
many
this-
people for
is
me.
this
Well, we,
a homecoming year? I mean, there's homecoming every year, but every 5 years, I don't even know if there's a homecoming committee anymore.
No,
Because every
It's
5 years, they would
dissolved,
do
as far as
a
I know.
huge parade.
because
and
I
a
tried
street
to.
festival.
Oh,
Yeah.
You
Well, I
to-
tried to push to get it back. They did do a parade, I guess, this
Last
year.
No,
Last
no
year.
parade this year.
No parade this year. They were
Yeah.
going to.
Wait a minute. I'm getting confused with another parade.
Dover homecoming.
So they do like a Dover Days,
Yeah.
which is
It's like a street festival and a huge parade. But then it was supposed to be every 5 years originally. Then it moved to every year, but then the people on the homecoming committee, like it's the same people over and over again, they got very burnt out. And I don't blame them.
Yeah.
And then it went back to every 5 years. I don't know what.
but
year
it
we're
sucks for
on.
the kids because you're gonna have children that go through their high school and
Never
never
have
have a
one. Don't
homecoming
get
parade.
one.
5 years,
No.
yeah.
It
Because
used
every
to be,
5
like,
years.
It
Yeah,
was a
that's-
thing to do.
What about
around
every
here.
other year? Why didn't you
But
consider
I don't-
that? So
I
the
mean,
I don't
kids
even
wouldn't
think there
miss
is any
out.
homecoming
Don't get me
committee
started on
anymore
why
like-
people don't volunteer in Dover anymore, but they just
Yeah.
don't.
because people suck.
Yeah.
And
Well,
they're
that's
selfish.
it's
really
the
a
routine.
dying
10% of the people do 90% of the work. It's everywhere.
we just keep showing up.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
But look at the awesome things we just
Yeah,
built in
no,
an
I
hour and a
think
half.
we've
Like,
got
it's awesome.
great stuff.
Yeah.
I think so too. So right now we'll really focus on
February.
February, the dance, and then the waves of giving. So that will be my focus is there, and then I'll do spreadsheets and share with fundraising committee. So you guys, everybody's editor on all of those. So there's a fundraiser one like going. I don't know if I've added you in it.
yeah.
So yeah, you can go nuts with it. So add ideas and add emails and phone numbers and whatever you want to it. I don't take a lot of ownership and like possession of stuff. Go nuts, add a tab, I don't care. So we'll do that. We'll put that in there. We'll start putting down sponsor ideas. You've got your list and I'll put together the ones that I know that have been awesome for
I also
us.
have another list for the Monopoly boards that we just did.
Oh yeah.
So I have that list too.
Okay.
I've got a couple lists going.
Okay. I love that.
So when you do the Super Bowl subs, where is that going to be?
Mm.
So we're gonna make subs and sell them for Super Bowl?
Yep.
Okay.
And then deliver
So
them.
is there any like food legality behind that?
That's what I was
Probably.
gonna ask.
Yep.
Like I have my serve saved, like my manager's
Very
serve
nice.
saved.
Yep, I know there's a few different-
lot of like if we were to say, oh, let's do a bake sale, like we'd have to really look at. I don't know what those.
Bake sales, I think, are fine because, like, when I worked at the credit union, we used to do bake sale every year, and as long as it's individually packaged, you were fine.
Good to go.
Right.
So like
They
we were
just
saying,
have
oh,
one.
let's have a dinner at the Commons by donation.
Right. Yeah. You don't have to
Yeah,
have
like,
anything with
What
that.
does that involve? Because
Yeah. Yeah. Because we can
Or
do
somebody could
spaghetti
sit.
dinners. We can do any of that stuff. Like nobody
Yeah.
ever boxed that. So the subs, I can check. I'll check with insurance. That's just
because
a good
there's
thought.
probably like the Legion Hall would probably let us assemble them there.
Yep.
Or one of the churches.
And the Congo Church has got a nice kitchen where we could go and we could like
So
we
cook
would
something
typically
and
would need a
set up a
legal
line.
kitchen.
Yep.
Well, the
I'll find
Commons-
out.
The Commons
the
has
Commons
a
has some kitchens
kitchen
upstairs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Commons got their kitchen. I want to share the wealth too. Like that's super
Yeah.
important to me. So like if even if it's all free and donated to us, like I want to make sure that like we have a presence at the
We
Congo
show off
Church
things,
and yeah.
Yep.
And then that way we're
Show
bringing
up at
our
different
people
places.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep. That's important to me is the community engagement and bring it to Dexter. Like Gatherings has got that beautiful place on the corner there. That's the full kitchen.
Yep.
That's a great.
And I know Dexter well because so if somebody knows Guilford or if somebody knows Milo, like Milo, is it the VFW or the Legion right there where they do bingo right coming into town? They have a nice kitchen there and they serve dinner and lunch
Oh, and
there.
Milo, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
excited to get to go to other towns and promote.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like we need to bring people in.
Yep.
Guilford, a good
There's a lot
place
of
to
Guilfords.
utilize would be Craft Cafe. They have a huge
Huge back room.
back room.
Okay.
Yes, they do. Oh, that's Little Bird Coffee.
Yes.
Whittlebird.
right.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they have
So
that
cute.
huge back room.
Yep. And there's
That
lots
was
of
so good.
business.
Guilford doesn't really have much other than they're trying to do more with the area that the Riverfest was at.
Yeah.
Angela Arno helped them get a marketing grant. So they went as
Nice.
far as getting Wi-Fi from the library and they're bouncing it down because there's telephone poles. So they're putting a Wi-Fi bouncer on like every
Okay.
other pole. But they're looking at ways to utilize that more too.
Good.
They actually talked about building a pavilion on the back side of the tennis courts because there's actually a road that goes through there.
Yeah. It goes all the way around.
Goes all the way around. So they're
And that's
talking.
where all the venues used to be. was
Yes.
in that, yeah.
Yep. So they talked about building a pavilion off the backside of the tennis courts down to the road. I don't know if that will happen, but that would be huge.
That's nice. The Red Maple might donate 10% or so of their food.
That's
No.
true.
I'm not
No.
gonna even go there.
Really?
I love Peasy and Martha to death, but they're not. I mean, we can ask, but I don't know if that would be
You can have
something
my husband.
they would do.
Yeah. And even if it's not that, like what do you want to do? Like let's collaborate. We want to collaborate with local
Yeah.
businesses. How do we
You just have
how
to
do we do
get
that?
Peasy when he's sober.
Like
Which is
Yeah.
fair enough.
Because literally every day when I drive by Pat, his pickup is there.
I feel good. Everybody feel good?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. Ready?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that aren't here tonight that are super, super active and
And then I know for the ATV thing, I know the ATV trail goes right by the Bears Den. If that's an opportunity to talk to them, see if I
Yep.
do something.
I'm sure he would too, because he just donated to this calendar raffle too. So
Yeah,
he's,
He loves
does.
donating.
he's a
he does.
supporter.
Loves
Maybe they
donating.
host a karaoke.
Or something,
Ooh.
yeah.
He also, I did not know this until I went to ask him for money for the backpack drive. There's pool tables upstairs.
That's the Bears Den?
Yeah,
Yes.
There's three.
I didn't know they had a place at their hotel
They
either.
also have a pool.
I know, it's
There's
so
an
cool.
in-ground
It's
pool.
like,
Yeah.
An
There's an
in-ground
in-ground
pool
pool
in the back,
back.
it's all
Yeah.
fenced in. There's
How big is
patio.
it?
It's
Good
Yeah,
size.
Yeah.
I had no
Yeah.
idea.
it's a
It's
a
like
full-size
huge.
pool.
Yeah.
Wow.
We should have a lifeguard there.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I had no idea.
I didn't,
Yeah.
I saw it, like, he does activities for Penquist, I think, or,
Yeah.
We should
Right there.
definitely have a
and
lifeguard
I don't know
there.
if it's his
I know
daughter,
he
but
did,
they have like their picnic there. And
Yeah,
So
he
you could do
does
like a
things with the
pool
Special
tournament.
Olympics.
Yes, yeah.
His man is in Special Olympics. Yeah.
No kidding. How cool is that?
Yeah.
See, look at all the things I'm learning.
It's,
Will.
Yeah.
perfect.
Will is a coach for half of the Special Olympics teams. And I want very much for that to be part of our facility too. Like that'll be our community outreach. Will is our Was our
Yeah,
community-
basketball season starting.
Unified basketball.
Yeah, you could do like a pool tournament at Bears Den or at Pat's. Because Pat's has 2 upstairs.
And a lot of these don't take a ton of time and planning, but it's the engagement and the community, like
Being out there.
yeah. Get them, William. They're coming for you. Well, it could be. My car's not registered, so.
Whoa.
All right. Feeling good, William? You ready to get out of here?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well then, one last thing I just thought of.
Yeah.
The Central Maine Racing Foundation was looking to do something in the summer with like a free learn to swim type thing, kind of what Dexter did.
Mhm.
So maybe we can collab on something on that,
Yes, please.
to get lifeguard and do teaching. Because we did,
I'd like to bring Learn to Swim to the Dover Beach.
yes.
So if Central Maine Racing wants to be the
Yeah.
sponsor on that, I think that'd be
So-
amazing.
I just posted them and put my first order in, but Hannah Haggerty, she owns HH Creations. They also own the apple orchard in Etna. She makes sweatshirts, and your Lake Life reminded me of it because I had her do a bunch of Lake Life sweatshirts, but the A in Lake is the state of Maine.
That's
cute.
And then you put Quebec Lake down the sleeve.
What
So
was her name?
Hannah Haggerty. It's HH Creations. So all proceeds from the sale of the sweatshirts that I just did are going towards, I'm putting towards like the Learn to Swim thing.
That's
So,
cool.
we'll work
I
on
love
that.
that. So then that's something we can help promote, and yeah, that's amazing.
Write that down too for right
Nice.
She does anything. I have her do, I made her make up Racing Life for the Central Maine Racing Foundation, and the A is the state of Maine and has a snowmobile in it.
Cool. Frank does all mine.
So,
He's my hook.
she
He's my hookup.
designs the graphics and so on.
Yeah, like I have local sweatshirts for 207 Power Sports because my husband and I own 207 Power Sports. So local, and the A again has the state of Maine with a snowmobile in it.
Cool.
So
Nice.
It's awesome.
she does a lot.
Hannah Haggerty, she's on my list.
So we should do lawnmower.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be.
So they do lawnmower racing in Greenville. Shirley. I don't know if you know Anson DeWitt.
No.
You know Anson.
I do know that.
He's just built 2 lawnmowers and they do
Got two
lawnmower
mowing
racing.
families right here.
Of course he does. Of
You're
course.
racing
Like
one?
souped up lawnmowers.
I think anything that he could raise, he will raise.
Yeah.
We have a tiny little tour.
No,
Is there any opportunity to do any online fundraising?
I think so. I really do.
Please donate to the
I
think-
Lawnmower Racing
I
Society.
think Giving
That's
Tuesday
what
was a
those look
huge one.
like.
Those are adorable. I like
So
those.
she does that.
Giving
So
Tuesday
like
was
the
a big
A was
online
state of
day.
Maine.
And then the last 3 days of the year are the biggest
And-
like giving days of like big donors.
Mm.
But it's really like that
So
opportunity
I
to
actually
share your like
designed the Maine
recurring
with the
donation
snowmobile.
program, and I
Beautiful.
just
But
don't
she
have
does
it. I'm like
sweatshirts
just
and it's like
that far behind the ball on it. We have a lot
Like
of
a
donors that are
puppy.
doing stuff.
Yeah.
Maine Community
So,
Foundation's
very
opening
nice.
up another account.
so she does a lot.
For another endowment while we're still waiting to get control of ours back because we
She
have a
do
few
anything
people that
for
want to
Greenville?
donate stock.
Yeah.
And they can't trade their stock unless it's through Maine
Right.
Community, and we don't have our
You can reach out. She
501c3
does like
approved
custom
yet.
orders.
And so the PCEDC, we're talking with
During
Angie Arno
apple
there,
season,
and
'cause
she's
they own
gonna
the
open
orchard.
like
She
an
does a
account
lot
for
with
us. So
that.
bigger donors can do
and she sells
donations to
them
them, and the
there.
moment like our 501c3 is approved,
Yeah.
we can just cut us a check.
H&H Creations.
So
Is
we've
it
got
H&H
some opportunities
Yep.
there. So if you know anybody that wants to, I don't have those connections, but some people local in town have been unbelievably generous. It's surprised me out, like honestly. So
Are you talking about online donations?
widow-
Yeah, if we can do any like online fundraising or
okay,
any kind of.
There's some apps that you can.
I don't know if it has to be.
Have you heard
I
of
know
those?
there's like,
either
Not
way,
like
yeah,
no
it can
fund
be
me,
no,
but-
no.
There's Zeffy, and 99 Pledges is one for like bookathons and swimathons
Yeah.
and readathons.
Do you
But
guys-
Zeffy is a free.
And I know there's like, I don't know if you could use Kickstarter, but like Kickstarter, if you did like build reward bundles and did like memberships or.
Yep, if you're doing
different
something like
tiers,
that.
Do something for Kickstarter to get.
How about those, let's see, it's anti-fundraising fundraiser. Like, I'm not gonna be there, to fundraise, and so.
But I'll
instead of
donate.
You know,
I think that should be our middle of the year mailers. I have one printed that's like, here's $25 for the muffins I don't have to make.
right.
Here's $20 for the
Yeah.
wrapping
Yeah.
paper
I think
I
it's
don't have to
it's
buy.
got
It's
a
funny.
an element of humor, which is like,
Yeah.
that'll open people's pockets, just the
Oh,
humor
and
of
I'm
it.
significantly more, like, here's $100 so
I
I don't
don't
have to
have
buy
time.
any
You
of
got
this
time or money?
nonsense.
Okay, here's some money.
Here's $20 for the bottles I don't want to collect.
Yeah.
Maybe in August we could do like that learn to swim thing.
Yep, so Dexter, we did 4 weeks, no. Yes, we did 4 weeks in July. We had 60 kids.
Wow,
Yeah, so that'd
Yeah.
be huge.
that's awesome.
And so if we could do that in August, like I would absolutely be in for 4 weeks in August.
Okay, so you do have a bottle thing set up over there.
Yep, she does have a bottle thing over there. Just I'm terrible at promoting it, so we'll.
Yeah, we should definitely do that. Because I have a full room of bottles that see, you know.
Just looking for.
You'd be surprised how many different fundraising things are over there that accept bottles.
Yeah.
Like PCCO, but we never promote it.
It's awesome.
I know there's a couple other boosters that do it.
I think I'm excited, honestly. Like I'm so excited that you guys are all here and that you've showed up, and because it's so much more support than I've had for 2 years. You know, she's seen me in that facility every single day, just like I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm walking fast doing it. So, like, just trying to hold it together. So I'm ecstatic to have the support that I have and the people around me.
And like, any like IT support or helping me, like that's my world. That's what I do for a
Bless
living.
you.
Cool. I love nerds.
Yeah.
Probably gonna be more
A
flexible.
plus nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A plus nerd.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
Not
the
even.
IT
I'm like a
manager
C
for-
minus nerd.
I manage 1,000 devices, mobile devices, a bunch of software.
Very cool. So do you know Jonah Orff?
No.
Okay, so he's on the board and he does like security and like phones, like
Yep.
like
Worked at the hospital.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
told you, remember when?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
So you guys will be
His military
Unstoppable.
background's in communication.
yep. He's a veteran. He's one of our veterans that's really pushing for the pool because he's disabled, so he needs the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was always swimming when we did.
Yep.
That's what I used the pool for. So
Yep.
I hurt my shoulder and that's what I did.
Rehabilitation.
And then it stopped.
So you and Jonah will be unstoppable.
I know.
So any of that stuff,
You done?
I'm happy to help.
Thank you. I appreciate it more than anybody can
Thank you,
possibly
thank you.
know.
Those are top-notch skills. Thank you. Well, we can say the man has skills. We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
The skills sitting around this room right now just make me so happy. It's incredible.
I'm happy to take the contacts for the wrapping, the people that want to volunteer, so I can get an email out.
I have like a half a list right now. I'll give you real.
I would
can
definitely
give you
do
a real
shifts.
list
Okay.
because this is not
Do you
good.
want to email me
And-
your list?
and like-
Yeah.
How to contact them?
Our
Yeah.
church is gonna be doing the nativity over at Bob's across the
Oh,
street.
yeah.
And that's like from 1 to 4. And so the gift wrap is from 10 to 2. And
Yeah.
so maybe we could just do like 10 to 12, 30 or 10. to
Oh, yeah,
12.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, we'll set up.
We were
we
gonna
can set
show up
two
in our
shifts.
Victorian outfits because we were gonna be caroling at this, the nativity, you know, we always have Coco and.
I
all that.
noticed it was going till 4, so.
Well,
we'll
Judy.
take him after we're done.
It'll
Thanks
be
for being
fun.
here.
And I do believe, well, last year they had the, you know, where
Good night.
the wagon,
Bye, guys.
the horses.
We had